In this video, we're going to go through everything websites with GoHighLevel. We're going to look at the multiple templates that are offered from the platform. We're going to look at how we build the website. I'll also give you some tips and tricks, some things to avoid, and how to make your website stand out as opposed to the competition. You're going to get to see me build a website. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you need so that you'll be able to launch a website building business that you can go and get more clients for. And by the way, people have made thousands of dollars with this one tool. Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is Emil. If you're new to GoHighLevel, linked in the description, there's a 30-day extended free trial for you to actually get to start with your business. So essentially, if you do start a website building business, you get 30 days free so that you get to increase your margins, start your business, and start making money before even paying the platform. If you're already a GoHighLevel user and you want to take your business to the next level, linked in the description, there's also an upgrade for the Pro. Subscribe if you don't want to miss any content related to everything high level, where we look at tutorials and speak a lot about some truths about the platform, where I also mention updates that are coming to high level. Awesome, now let's hop into the video. Now that you're in the platform, we're going to head on over to sites and then websites and then new website, which is going to lead us to these two options. So you get to actually start with blank slate or from templates. Now, if you're completely new, my suggestion would be to use templates, and then after that, put in that little magic touch of yours. So let's click on templates here. And as you can see, there's multiple categories being offered for you. So you have the automotive industry, beauty and fashion, business coaching and consulting, a creative, e-commerce store, financial, health and wellness, holidays, home services, insurance, legal, marketing agency, medical, other fields, real estate, restaurant and bar, and travel and hospitality. What this ultimately means is that you don't need to necessarily niche with one field only. While the riches are in the niches indeed, you also get to have a variety of clientele, which allows you to sometimes avoid getting bored in your services. Discover multiple fields. For the sake of this video, we're going to go on ahead and choose this template. Cool. So GoHighLevel actually launched the template for you. As you can see, we have everything pre-built. Now, obviously, you have to work around a few things, like the fact that you need to also put some information on there so that you can make it specific to your client. I'll be honest, in the beginning when GoHighLevel rolled out this website builder, the templates were kind of boring, but as I can see with time, they've honed their skills and they've made it in a way that it looks even more professional, which I really much like because GoHighLevel is continuously working on its tools so that you can actually have a competitive advantage against other companies suggesting their services to that same prospect that you're looking at. Now, I'm going to urge you to look into that section right here, add elements, just so that you can understand what the options are for you. We're going to go through one by one so you can understand exactly what it looks like, what does it do, and how it can actually be an added value for you when you do a business website conception. So over here, you have the quick add section. Let's look through them. You can add rows. So you get 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column. Usually what these look like is when you want to put either products to purchase or actually some images. So these are going to look like, let's say this. I'll show you like this. So this would be the rows. You get 4 columns right here. And then headline. This is the headline we're talking about. Subheadline. This is the subheadline we're talking about. Paragraph would look like this. And then bullet list, we actually have this right here. As you know that with GoHighLevel, you can actually build forms and embed them into the website. You also get to add buttons like action buttons that lead for call to action so that they can either go fill out a payment form, an actual form, a pop-up can come out. They can also be sent to a different URL. Anything can happen, it's your decision. You can also embed blog posts. You can add images, you can add video, embedded video from, let's say, Loom or Vimeo or Wistia. You can add your testimonials. So your Google testimony, because you connect Google My Business into the platform, you actually get to embed your testimonials, which is really good for securing more confidence in your product. You can add custom code. You can also embed calendar, the calendar that is also an option in GoHighLevel. One thing I love about the calendar or GoHighLevel is that you get to customize it in a way that it actually fits the website itself. It integrates so seamlessly that it looks so nice. You get to add a review section. Countdown is very important. What it does is that sometimes, and this is mostly for funnels, but you can also have it for a website, is that when you have a countdown, you can create that sense of urgency into a prospect that is on your website. So what it can do is, hey, by the way, this offer ends in 5 minutes and you get 5 minutes to pay this amount or else it's going to go up. Or the countdown could be for unlocking a free training, for instance. So this is for you digital marketers that actually have a digital product. This could be very good. A progress bar is also very good for people trying to fill out their information and you want to show them how far along are they until they're done with the process. Sometimes people don't know how many steps there are, which actually can lead them to be disinterested ultimately. When it's not made easy, people back off. A good one to talk about is social icons. It's made so easy. You just get to connect the links, and then after that, when people see those social icons, they get direct access to your social media. A one-step order and two-step order should be added into a pop-up section, for instance, where it actually pops up that they get to do their order. So they can click on a call to action, pop-up comes in, there's a one-step or two-step order for them to check out. Another good tool is the upsell tool. So if you do want them to check out onto something, you can also have a different upsell so that they can also add more to the list where they can pay you even more. That was it for the quick add section. So now under there, you get sections. So you can add a section, which we also saw in the quick add. So we can add full width section. You get the rows over here. You get those elements that we went through over here, but you can also find them into the quick add section. However, as you can see, there's also QR code that you can add. So definitely don't just go into quick add, dabble into all those little sections over here because you get actual golden nuggets that will help you. Now, if you are starting with GoHighLevel and you're not too confident about your skills on how to set up the sections, you can actually go into pre-built sections. So you have a bunch of pre-built sections here. You get a pre-built call to action, pre-built FAQs that you can just take it and put it over there and it's actually going to appear and you get to also tweak it. Ultimately you can change the colors, stuff like that. It's really customizable. I love it. You get a footer, so everything that's like little call to actions, where to find us, contact us, you want to join an affiliate program, all these little call to actions, they can be added over there. For who? So if you want your audience to understand that you are pointing at them when they are on the website, there is a pre-built section for that. You can offer guarantees, which also build consumer confidence. You get a list. So the list actually helps you to again find your specific avatar on the website. You can add partners, which actually showcases at what point you are a serious business. You can also have a call to action for plan selection. So like I said, you get 3 rows where they actually get to choose how much they're willing to pay for your service. You obviously have a product section where you have an image that shows the product or shows whatever ideology behind the product with the little information along with a call to action to go check out. You get store sections. You get to also show your team, so that way you develop a indirect connection with your audience. Testimonials is a big factor in building confidence with a potential prospect. And the most important is the headline. Are they going to stay on the website? Did they get hooked enough or not? This is the most important section of a website. So that was pretty much it for the add elements part. Now you know how it works, you know what it looks like, you know what the possibilities are. Now let's go into the website itself. We're going to click X over here, and you can also flip through your pages over here. You don't necessarily need to go out. Don't forget that it's very important to save over here your progress when you can so that you don't lose out on your progress. This is where you add custom CSS. You can decide the overall fonts, content font, text color, link colors over here under typography. You can decide what background you want to have in the website over here. You also get settings for pop-ups. So one pop-up that I did talk about would be the pop-up to check out. So let's say you create this pop-up over here. When you go into a call to action button, you get to actually decide over here what happens when you have a call to action. So you can say open pop-up and then you choose the pop-up in question. That way you know that when someone clicks on customer login, the pop-up comes out. SEO metadata is very important, and this should be the last thing you work on when you finish your website. It's going to be how it appears to the general public. How does someone find your website? If you do become a really prolific at SEO, this is going to be a big value add to companies that you pitch your services to. Why is that? Is because people want to pay for an all-in-one solution, but not only that, it's good to have a website, but how does it organically show up at top ranking in front of their ideal prospects? All right, so now that we are on the website itself, we're going to look at those sections. So over here, we have all of this together, okay? So we have the brand logo that is right here, Artelligence. Should you want to change the logo, I would definitely tell you to upload it right here. So it's going to appear right here. Now, obviously, this made a difference. We don't really like that. What are we going to go do is when we're going to play to a point that it actually looks right. So now it's looking a bit better. Even it could look slightly a bit better like that. Perfect. Now we have start now button. See if we can move it in a way that actually you get to see how you want it to show up. So when we moved it, we got everything centralized. Everything looks good. Nothing looks overbearing. So that's perfect. Now, let's say this is the color that my brand is. Now we can actually go over here and we can change the colors to match this. So let's say we want a black call to action like this. And now we do want a color that looks like the gold here. So for here, let's say we're going to switch the color to this over here. So it's starting to look a bit similar. We can change the action button to our brand color as well, this color. And then over here, we can make it this color. We can also work on the background. So the background currently has this type of vibe. We can do the side to do a gradient type of color. So it could look like this, but this is not necessarily what we want. We want different colors. So we could do this, and then over here, we can do this. So that way, it's starting to look a bit more like our color scheme. So as you can see, that way, our brand is starting to pop off. This is what we're trying to show. Should we want to work with the color scheme in a way that we want more of the black, we can actually do something like that, which makes a lot more sense in my opinion. What we can do here is again, put another wolf. So see, it's already coded in a way that it moves, it's animated, it's nice. Now to focus on this part still, we can make it less boring because right now, if we do preview that part of the website, it's all gonna appear just like that. There's nothing animated about it. Let's take a look. See, nothing happens over here. What we need to do is make it more animated. So we're gonna go back into the website builder. We can do an animation for the start button. We can say an entrance animation. So we can say, for instance, it could go in like that, or we can do an infinite loop because we do want people's attention with the call to action, start now. And then this other call to action, we want a rocking. Let's say we can have this glow. So that way it's a lot less boring. We can do a left entrance here and we can do a right entrance here and then over here. So now let's take a look at what this could look like. Boom. See what I mean? This looks a lot better. Don't forget, we also have to adjust for mobile mode. So over here, we have everything right, well done. This is looking good. This can be a bit smaller, let's say 150, like that. This could be 100. That's even better. This could be a little smaller. So this is very important to always adjust for the mobile version so that it doesn't appear like too much. After that, we can head on to this section. Obviously, per your customer, you have to also adjust what is written. But for the sake of that video, I just want to show you how to customize your website. So you can either do a direct transition from this color to the white, or you can do a smoother transition from the gold to the white if you want. I think For this part, we should keep it at white. What we do, we can work on this, we can change the picture over here, and then we can change the action button color. Keep it golden. So now you have a better idea on how the website usually it gets built and how it works and what are the features that you can add. But if we scroll a bit down, we can add an extra section, full width, over here. And we can add one column, and then we say we want a headline. And then this headline is check out what our clients say about us. You can also add an emoji if you want to make it a bit more sexy. And then we can just duplicate, and over here we're going to change what we're going to show. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into reviews. So we can add customer testimonials over here. So that's pretty cool. And look, it has integrated seamlessly with the website and how it's looking. Now, obviously, as you can notice, I haven't followed much the branding, but I think it's okay because ultimately I'm not posting that website, but I just want to show you how you can actually push the engine towards making it look a lot better, a lot more modern. And like I said earlier, GoHighLevel has worked so hard into providing you fresh looking types of websites that do get the attention from the public. And here what I like is that they added, so what you can do is that they made it so much easier to change the images that you have. So you can do trusted by, let's say, eXp Realty. Boom. So now you have over here. So this is so much better now. Before, trust me, you had to actually go and do some custom code so that you can actually make it look professional like that. But GoHighLevel has made it so easy for you to make a website that stands out. They desperately want you to make even more money and make it easier. And this is how you can delete sections. You can just press on the delete button over here. And again, you have your footer. You can also have subscribe to our newsletter. You can connect a newsletter action button in terms of a form that you can build under the website's part. I personally wouldn't put a form into a footer. I would actually add a different section over here, and I would just make this, instead of it being a button, I would have it be like a calendar link over here. You can select a calendar, and boom, you have a calendar right here. You can make it small, you can make it mid-wide. It's essentially very easy to do. You can also say, I don't want a calendar, but I want to add a form. So what we're going to do is we're going to take from the forms that we already have. We can select the form. We can do this one. Boom, you have a small little form here that you can actually adjust. Over here I did 700 height. When you're done, you save, and then you can hop into the next page, which is the About section. So it just goes to say that you get to work on everything from within the GoHighLevel section, and then after that, you connect a domain. If you don't know how to connect a domain, I will be making a full video on how to do it. But for this video, after you connect the domain, you click on publish and you should be good to go. The website is going to be live. Now that you know how to create a website, you can actually duplicate that skill and go get yourself even more clients. And those clients will be willing to pay big bucks for it. It could be an easy skill to have and a quick buck to make, all while giving a great service so that your future clients actually feel the value that you bring. And on top of making them pay for building the website, you can also charge a monthly retainer fee. With that monthly fee, you can actually manage their social media, you can actually manage their leads, and with that, you create a money printing machine. And if you have the $297 plan, which you can upgrade to have linked in the description, you get an unlimited amount of sub accounts. With that, you get to actually offer a CRM specific for your clients, where you get to create the website from their sub account, host their leads into their contacts, have automations built in, and take care of the whole thing for your clients. That way, you up your money, you take care of them digitally, and you give them a full service on a silver platter. Thank you for watching. Let me know if this video was of help to you. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and as always, if you are new to Go High Level, I have a 30-day extended free trial. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you on the next one.